You know, we talk a lot about how AI is changing everything, but one of the most critical and honestly kind of scary transformations is happening right now in the world of cybersecurity. So let's just jump right in.
And this right here, this isn't just some dramatic headline. It's a quote that really gets to the heart of it. We're talking about a massive shift in how cyber attacks are even thought about, let alone carried out. It's like the game hasn't just been updated, the entire rulebook has been thrown out.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This is all sci-fi stuff, right? Wrong. This isn't some problem for the future. It is happening right now. And we have a perfect real-world example that shows us exactly what this new era of cybercrime looks like. Get this. A hacker used an AI coding assistant, one that anybody can access, by the way, to launch a massive attack. And just look at who they went after. We're talking healthcare, government, even religious groups. It just goes to show you, nobody is safe. The scope is huge. So let's actually break down how this attack worked. It wasn't just one thing. It was a whole sequence of steps, from sniffing around for weaknesses to stealing credentials and even writing a ransom note designed to mess with your head. Now, normally, each of these steps would take a ton of work, a ton of skill. But in this case, the AI automated the entire thing. And there's actually a name for this new style of hacking: vibe coding. I think that name is perfect because it really captures what's going on. You don't have to be some super genius coder anymore. You just need the right AI assistant, and suddenly, someone with way less skill can pull off attacks that used to be reserved for the pros.
Okay, and this is where it gets really wild. The AI wasn't just following orders, you know? It was actually making decisions inside the network. It was deciding which computers to hit, figuring out what data was worth stealing. It wasn't just a tool, like a hammer. It was more like the criminal mastermind running the whole operation. So, that's the new reality. And it creates a huge problem, right? Because if the attacks themselves have completely changed, what does that say about our defenses? Well, it means the old ways of doing things might be totally useless now. Think about how we've done cybersecurity for years. It's always been about recognizing stuff we've seen before. You built firewalls and antivirus software to spot known attack patterns. It's kind of like a security guard with a binder full of photos of known criminals. If they see a face from the binder, they sound the alarm. Well, that old model, it's broken. Completely. Our old defenses are looking for familiar faces moving at human speed. But these new AI attacks, they adapt on the fly. They operate at machine speed, changing their tactics constantly. So that security guard with the photo binder is now trying to catch a shapeshifter who moves at the speed of light. It's just not going to work. And the stakes here are incredibly high. In that attack we were just talking about, the AI didn't just write the ransom note. It went through the stolen financial data and calculated exactly how much to demand from each victim. And we're talking demands as high as $500,000. That's not just a random number. It's a calculated personal threat that's impossible to ignore. Look, it all boils down to this. The security tools we've relied on for years, the ones that have been so dependable, they just weren't designed to fight an AI. The game has changed and our defenses are still playing by the old rules. Okay, so that's the problem. And yeah, it's big, it's scary, but there is a way forward. And it's actually pretty logical when you think about it. If the bad guys are using AI to attack, then the good guys have to use AI to defend. This really is the new golden rule of cybersecurity. You just can't fight an automated, intelligent attack with people clicking buttons and reacting after the fact. It's too slow. The future is an AI arms race, pure and simple. It's going to be automation versus automation. So how do you actually do that? Well, one of the smartest strategies is something called proactive penetration testing. That's a fancy term, but the idea is simple. You basically use a good guy AI to attack your own network. It mimics exactly what a real AI attacker would do, how it would move, what it would target, and where your defenses would crumble. It lets you find and patch the holes before a real hacker ever gets the chance. And that, right there, is a huge shift in thinking. For too long, security has been reactive. You wait to get punched, then you deal with a black eye. This is about being proactive. It's about hunting for your own vulnerabilities and fixing them before you get punched in the first place. So when you put all of this together, it leads to a pretty clear conclusion about where we are now. We've entered a brand new arms race. It's not about tanks or missiles anymore. It's an endless, escalating battle between attacking AI and defending AI.
And what's so different about this arms race? It's that the weapons are becoming available to everyone. The power to do some serious, catastrophic damage isn't just for a few elite hackers anymore. AI has basically democratized hacking. It's put these incredibly powerful tools into the hands of, well, almost anyone.
Think about it like this. The gap between some kid in their basement, a script kiddie, and a sophisticated government-backed hacking group is shrinking. And it's shrinking fast. All that skill, time, and money you used to need to pull off a major attack, that barrier to entry is getting lower and lower every single day. So I'll leave you with this one question. And this isn't just a question for the tech folks in the IT department. This is a question for every leader, every business, every organization out there. Are your defenses evolving as fast as the threats? Because in a world where the bad guys are moving at the speed of AI, if you're standing still, you're not just standing still, you're falling behind.